Yeah, good evening, everyone. Hope I'm audible and everyone could see my screen here. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So where are we, guys? I think in the last class at the climax, I think we have seen a lot of other features in the last class. We have seen the opacity property. We have seen how do we add the scroll and how do we hide the scroll, and how do you make the elements to the center of the page by using the positions and the margin property. And we have seen the pending position properties, which is your fixed and sticky. Okay. And on the top, we discussed about how do we read the data from the user, isn't it? So we were saying that till now, whatever the tags we actually saw, it's all looking into the, what do you say? It's all looking into the way of showing the data to the user. Now we are going into some set of new input elements which are capable of reading the data from the user. Okay, we want to read the data from the user. That reading the data is for validating or for sending to the server. It could be for any reason, but we should be able to read the data from the user. So that is what we were looking into. Okay, so this is what we have created in the last class. Okay, so this is what we created in the last class, a simple registration page where you should be able to provide the name, password, radio button, text boxes, drop downs, text areas, buttons. Okay, as I said you, there are some other input elements like calendars, color picker, file picker, range bar, phone number, email. So there are a lot of other input elements, but those things come from the HTML5. Okay, so when I talk to the HTML5, we'll talk about the new input elements. Okay. Now, assume like this is what a simple registration page what we have given, and we are going to fill some data here. Okay, so whatever the values you wanted, say some values. So once I click on register student, what actually it has to be done in general requirement in a real time. The data, whatever you have given, or the data what the user has given, it has to be read and it has to be sent to one of the server for storing it or for validating it or for doing something, whatever it is. But as a UI developer, your responsibility is to take the data and send it to the server. Now, whenever you want to read the data and send it to the server, in order to do this process, we actually have two ways here. Okay, there are two ways to read the data and send the data to the server, where the first way is using the form tag. There is a predefined HTML tag, which we call it as a form tag, responsible for reading the data and sending it to the server. And the second way is reading data manually. Okay, so if you could able to read the data, I mean, there is an option like using JavaScript, you should be able to read the data manually and we will be sending the data to the server. So that is the second part which needed for sure JavaScript. We need to have the dependency of the JavaScript, then only we can do that. So that is the reason. First of all, let's go with the first way. How you could able to read the data or send to the server using the form tag. So form is a predefined and very useful predefined tag, which is capable of automatically reading the data and automatically sending the data to the server. Okay, form is a predefined HTML tag using which it is capable of automatically reading whatever the input elements you have. It automatically reads all the data and it is going to send to the specified server. So how you are going to do that? Very simple. Whatever the tags you have, or this is the UL tag which is holding all the input elements. Yes. Now what I do is simply keep everything under the form tag. Just I'm opening a form tag, closing the form tag. Under the form tag, all the input elements are there. And here I'm placing the form tag closing. Simple. Okay, just opening the form tag and closing the form tag. Okay, now what is the form tag responsible for? Form tag automatically picks up all the data, whatever the input elements it is having under it, it will automatically read the data. But first of all, every form tag is having two mandatory attributes. We have already seen what do you mean by attributes like ID, the class, the name, style, alt, src, href. So those are some of the attributes what we have already seen. On the top, your form tag is taking two mandatory attributes. What are those? It is having an attribute something called as action, and it is having something called as attribute called as method. Okay, two predefined attributes and two mandatory attributes a form tag is going to take. One is the action attribute and another is your method attribute. So coming to the action attribute, what do you mean by the action? Using your action attribute, you are going to specify the server or service URL to which data has to be sent. Okay. Now, when I say that, we are using the form tag in order to send the data to the server. Now, how you are going to identify the server? Now, when I say that Amazon server, how you identifying it? HTTP www.amazon.co.in. So that is how you're going to identify a server. How you identify a Gmail server? Gmail.com. How you identify your local server? Localhost 8081. So anytime you want to identify any of the server or the service, what it is providing, we always make use of the URL. Okay, we always make use of the server URL. So every time server will be identified through the URL. Here, we need to specify the URL of the server to which data has to be sent. Okay, so in general, how the server URL will look like, we have something called a HTTP www.abc.com send data like this. This is one of the URL. HTTP say some sample.com. Okay, test or user info like this. So this is how the URL of the server will be. Okay. Now you may ask me a question. We are UI developers. Are we responsible for creating the URLs here? Actually, no, because till now we are into the UI development role only. We haven't yet gone to the Node.js, so you haven't yet become the full stack developer. You're still into the UI developer. Now, when you are a UI developer, who is going to give you the server URL? The backend team is going to provide you. The guy who is working on the server side, he will provide you the URL, or he will say it is a web service URL. He say that please make use of this URL to send your data. You as a UI developer just need to specify the URL here. Say something called a HTTP abcpqr.com. Okay, slash say some data. It could be anything. I'm just giving a dummy URL right now. Say something called as info. This is what the URL I'm providing. Right now, I don't have a web service guy. I don't have a server guy. So I'm giving a dummy URL here. Okay, so through action attribute, we could able to specify the URL of the server to which data has to be sent. Okay, coming to the method attribute. What do you mean by this method attribute? Here, using your method, we are going to specify how the data will be communicated to the server. Okay, using the method attribute, you could able to specify how the data has to be communicated to the server. Either it has to go in a secured way or non-secured way. So when it is a non-secured way, we simply say something called as get. When it is a secured way, we simply call it as post. Anyway, I'll talk about that later. For now, I'm simply saying a get communication. So we generally use the get communication whenever you are sending a non-sensitive information. If you're passing, you can simply go for the get, because I don't need to put any security for the non-sensitive information, isn't it? Like username, it's a non-sensitive. User address, it's a non-sensitive. But user account password, credit card number, OTP, so those all comes under the sensitive information. Okay, so I give something called as method here. So using your form tag, I'm providing the action attribute and I'm saying something called as method equal to get. So this is the URL to which the data has to be sent. And I'm saying you need to follow the non-secured way here. Okay, don't follow any secured way, simply go with the get communication. Now, if you save this guy, come back to the browser, reload the page. No look and feel change. I just added, if you see, if you go inside, it is a part of the form tag. Is the form tag is doing any type of look and feel changes? No. We added the form tag not for adding any look and feel changes, but you are using the form tag in order to read the data and send the data to the server. Okay. So I'm checking the username. I say something called as Krishna, account password, so-and-so, gender male, English. Okay, tell about yourself. I'm good. Assume like this. This is what the data I'm giving. Now, when I'm clicking on read student data, do you see anything happening? Nothing. You simply click on the button, nothing is happening. Okay, any number of times I'm hitting, nothing is going to happen. Then what is the use of this? What actually the form tag is doing? So whenever you are creating any buttons, okay, you can actually give three ways you can actually create a button. There is something called as button, a predefined tag. You can simply say type, or you can simply say button and value is equal to say something called as hello. Save this guy and reload the page. This is how the button is coming. Okay, button, it's not value. Button is like something like hello. Now, if you save this guy, reload the page, it is also creating the same type of button. Okay, super fine. Another way of creating a button is there is something called input type equal to submit. And value is equal to something called test. Save this guy, reload the page. Again, the same type of button. Either I can say input type equal to text, or I can say button tag, or I can say input type equal to submit. What is the difference between these three? So the similarity between these two tags is whenever we click out, these two are used to create a button. Either we click on the first one or the second one, it is not going to do anything until and unless we write the piece of code for that. We have to manually write some piece of code which will automatically read the data from the user, which will automatically send the data to the particular server. Okay, we have to write the piece of code manually for that. But whenever you say input type equal to submit, so for now, we haven't learned anything called as input. I mean, how to read the data and how to send the data to the server manually. Because for that, you need to have an idea of JavaScript, which we haven't yet started. So that is the reason I say input type equal to submit. Okay, now what is this guy is doing? Whenever you say input type equal to submit, this guy is capable of automatically reading the data from the form elements, and he will automatically send the data to the specified server. Whatever the server we have specified, to that guy, it is going to send it. This is how simple input type equal to submit means. Whenever we click on input type equal to submit, that will make the form tag to understand that boss, user is done with what the value he has to give. Now it is your job to automatically read the data and to automatically send the data to the server. Okay, so now I say input type equal to submit, register student. Okay, this is what the button name I want to give. Reload the page. This is how it is. Now, when I click on the button, let us see what is going to happen. I say username, say something called as Raj. Password, I'm giving something. Gender, I'm selecting English and Telugu, I'm saying. Say something called as hello. I'm good. This is what the message I have added. Okay. Now, when I click on the registered student, if you clearly observe this, and one more thing, why I'm still running into the public? No, right? It is recommended to go with the local host 8081.
Start the server.
Need to start the server here. So let us say CMD and PM start. Okay, this is how the form tag I have. Now I'm going to say some Raj, password is something like this I'm giving. Mail I'm giving. I say hello. Now, when I'm clicking on register, see what is going to happen. Is it not trying to reach to a URL called as abcpqr.com data uinfo. This is what the URL what we have given to the server as an action attribute? Yes. And along with the URL, let's have a copy of this URL and let us see how the data is being shifted or is being carried forwarded to the server. If you see here, this is what the URL what we have given under the form action attribute. Let us see this. Okay, so we gave this ABC PQR data info, whatever the URL. Anyway, you are not bothered how the URL has come. We don't know. Backend guy has given. Okay, so along with the URL, you see the uname Raj is going, gender on it is going. Implies you might have a question, why only Raj is going and why only gender is giving? I'm giving some password details also. I'm giving some language details. I'm giving something called as tell about yourself. Then why the reason only name attribute and the gender attribute has been taken? By looking into the HTML, can you guess the similarity between why only these guys is going and why only these guys are going? Can anyone tell me what could be the reason? Guess.
Surname.
Name attribute. If you see here, for both of these guys, we have given the name attribute. So what form tag is telling us that anytime you add any input element within me, you have to specify the name attribute through which I'm going to carry the data. The reason why it is asking for the name attribute is I have given as Raj. Now the form tag has to read the data and it has to send to the server. Now when it is taking the data to the server, what do you mean by Raj here? Is it a student name? Is it a country name, street name, book name, pen name? What is that? I don't know. I don't have anything. I mean, what is the extra information of that? The name attribute is the one which will become the key. Whatever the value you give Raj, okay, you name is Raj. You give Tina, you name is Tina. You give so and so, like whatever the value you give, the key should be this guy. Whatever the key you give, that is where it will be taken to the server. The elements which is not having the name attribute, form tag is not at all going to carry the data, because what should I say that? What type of data it is? What actually it is? No, right? We cannot say that. So that is the reason. Anytime you're putting the values inside anytime you're putting any input elements within the form tag, for sure, it has to be under the name. They should have a name attribute. I say name equal to u password, I'll say, or else I say ACT, account password. Okay, and for this guy, I say value equal to male, because there we are getting as on and off, that's it, right? But I want a value. Now I say value female. Okay, next, this guy is LNG_ENG, language as English. LNG_ Urdu. LNG_ Telugu. LNG_ Hindi. Simple. In the same way, for this guy, I say name is equal to user_country. Okay, I can give any of the attribute name. I mean, any of the name attribute. About yourself. As simple. Now, if you come back and reload the page, now let us see this guy. I say something called as some Krish, account password, some value I'm giving. I'm giving a gender male, English and Urdu. I say Japan. I say very good. Now, when I click on this register student details, do you see there is some new data being added to the URL? Yes. So let us go over here and let us see what is the data which got rendered. So if you could see, this is the server URL what you have given. For the server URL, is it not appending the data what you have given? You have given name as Krish, account password, something, gender, so-and-so, language on, country, what it is, about yourself. So every data or every input element, whatever you have filled, those all data will be sent to the, those all data will be added to the URL. Okay, so it is going to, whatever the data we are giving, the data will be taken and it will be added or it will be appended to the URL directly in the form of key and value pairs, where key is whatever the name attribute you have given. Now, if I put a question, are you guys doing any piece of extra job here to read the data, put it into the URL in the form of key value pairs? No, that is why we are going with the form tag. That guy is enough capable of automatically reading the data and automatically sending the data to the specified server. Okay, so this is what we call it as sending the data through the GET communication. Whenever the values are getting added to the URL, these type of sending the data, we call it as URL rewriting, because whatever the URL you have given, that is getting been appended, it is being rewritten. That is the reason we call it as the data will be sent in the form of query parameter or URL rewriting. Any questions?
So could you repeat the point where you told that we should write the name attribute, the importance of name attribute?
Yeah, that is what I shown you, right? When I'm not adding the name attribute, it is not even carrying the value. Why so? I simply said Raj. How it should have to carry? What do you mean by Raj there? Right now, if you could see, when the URL, I say that uname is Krishna. If you don't specify the uname, what is Krishna? Is it is human name or it's a country name, book name, what it is? There is no other information. That is the reason name attribute has to be added for every input element, so that form tag will automatically take the name attribute and the corresponding value what you have given. It will be appending into the URL. It will send it to the server in GET communication.
Sir, if I will use a submit button without use of form element, what will be happen?
It doesn't go anywhere. If you don't have the form tag, adding an input element as input type equal to submit is like waste of memory, waste of time. It's like not going to do anything. When you save this guy, when you reload the page here, when you click on submit, nothing, because submit itself, whenever you say submit, it has to be only within the form tag. Once you click on the submit, it will remind the form tag under which it is, so that the form tag will come out and it will read the data and it will send the data to the server. Next.
So what is the question marks in the URL?
The question mark is a predefined part which will be added by the form tag, where after question mark, it is going to say that these all are the query parameters. Query parameters is the extra information, whatever we are carrying it to the server. After question, before question mark, everything is URL name or the service name or the server name. Next. And anytime you have the query parameters, one query parameter and two query parameters, every query parameter gets separated with an ampersand symbol. Question mark is a separator between the query parameters and the URL of the server or the web service. Ampersand is the separator between multiple query parameters. Next.
Sir, can we use? Sir, can we use this form tag in contact us form for receiving the customers' queries and everything over there?
Yes, we can make it. Anytime you want to read the data, doesn't matter whether it is a contact information, registration information, file reading information, file upload, whatever the input you want to read from the user and you want to send it to the server, you can make use of the form tag.
But what if, sir, because as we said, like GET is not that much secure like POST you said. So what if a customer doesn't want its detail to be exposed in the URL tag at
That
that
is
time?
what the next step is. For now, I just explained only the GET, right? The next, that's a good observation. That's the disadvantage what you have. Now, how you're going to solve that? I will talk about the post. So before going to the post, are you okay with this all discussion what we have?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anyone? Any other questions on this?
Sir, in about yourself, you wrote a sentence, right? So the spaces are replaced with plus symbol in the URL, right?
In the URL, you cannot give the spaces. Remember, that is the reason I have even asked you to never, anytime you are creating the file names and all, always make a habit to not to add any space, file names or folder names, whatever it is. Because when it is happening with the URL, it will be adding some extra, it cannot take the space as it is. It cannot take the ampersand as it is. It will be encoding it. Okay, that is the reason. See here, I said space here, but it is replacing that with plus because it cannot add the space within the URL. Have you ever seen in the URL having the space? No, right? So that is how it does it automatically.
Sir, can we also know what type of button or input which was used for that particular user, for that particular ID or uname you give, right? It's a text box, right? So can we know it is a text box in the URL?
When we are sending the data to the server, does the server need any type of extra information that how the user has given the data, using what input element he has given the data? Does the server need any type of information? You tell me yes or no.
No, I think it's
Right? So
yeah.
for the server, the only thing what it needed is the data and its corresponding key. There is no way we can add. Now you say that no boss, I have a requirement that if I need to even know through which element you have given the data, then we need to add some extra piece of code for that. By default, it's not going to do that. You need to add some extra key for that. Something like this uname itself. I will say name itself as name equal to input underscore name or drop down underscore so and so. So that will be like a extra hint for you saying that what input element you have read. But by default, nothing is going to happen. Next.
How does the query parameter which we send in URL get stored in server separately?
In the server, it is not getting stored in the server while it is reading the data. It is capable of automatically reading the data in the form of an object. Okay, in the server, it doesn't go like name at the rate uname ampersand so and so. No, in the server, there is something called as request.query. It will automatically read the data in the form of a JSON object.
Okay.
Am I
Sir,
clear?
what is
That we are going to discuss when we actually go into the server side.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Next.
Sir, what is the use of value attribute?
What if the user?
Value attribute we have, sir, here.
Okay, the
In
value
submit button.
attribute which will tell you if you don't specify this guy for the submit button, by default it will give you the button as submit. But I want to put some my own name. That is the reason I gave value. Value indicates what label should be shown on the top of the button. So that is why it is called as register then button instead of just submit.
Sir, for input text fields also we can give the value attribute, right?
Yes, the value attribute is which will tell you what is the default value. Like say, for example, input name. By default, it has to be Raj. You can simply put value equal to Raj. It will show the value automatically.
Okay, sir.
So for gender, you gave the value and male also.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Because if we don't specify the gender value, it will only throw you a message, something called on or off. On indicates that a button is clicked. But when I say two radio buttons, if you get a message, something called as on, how do you know that which value it got clicked? Either it is male or female. That is the reason I'm putting a value so that anytime user clicks on this gender, the name gender will be having the value called as male or female.
Excuse me, sir. I missed that one form action. Why it is HTTP and the address from where you are getting this?
You're not in the starting of the class.
Sorry, sir. Being late.
Okay. So actually form tag is a predefined tag, which is having two mandatory attributes, which is called as action and method. Through action, we are going to specify the URL of the server to which the data has to be sent. And this URL will be given by the end user, by the backend developer. We are not responsible for creating it as we are still into the UI development. But once we go into the full stack development, when we go into the server, we will be knowing how this URL has come. But for now, it is a dummy URL. We are assuming that this is what the URL I got from the backend developer team.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions, anyone?
Sir, why the query comes with the URL?
Query comes with the URL. Yes, by default, the data will be appended to the URL. The query parameters, whatever you have, it will be automatically appended to the URL. Next, Ali is having a question. Are the value and the name
Can
are
you
same?
use separately?
One second. Ali is having a question. He says that are the value and name attributes are same? No, Ali. Actually, it is not same. Where when I give name attribute, then only it is going to take that value to the server. But if you simply give value, value is actual value what it is holding. Name is the key. Now, when I say my name is Prasad, Prasad is value, my name is name attribute. That much difference both are having. Clear, Ali? Next, yeah, someone asking a question.
Sir, is there any default?
If there is any?
Sir, you put text behind, we used to give like type your text here. There would be like a blur thing.
Ma'am, 1 second. Pravita, your voice is not clear. Could you please repeat your question again?
Sir, in a text and a password, there would be like type your password or a text here. Above that, we would be giving the values. How do we give the text in the
You are
text?
something called as putting the label within the text box itself. Yeah, that's like a lot of people ask this question. Boss, you know one thing, when I'm having this text box, why the reason you're putting the label name here, enter username, so that end user will get some information that what type of data I need to insert over here. Okay. Now, once I get to know that I need to add the name here, do we really need this label name? Actually, no. So boss, it is a bigger screen, it is fine. But when you go to the smaller screens, it won't be so easy. I mean, we won't be having much space here to show the label as an extra in the text box. So that is where it is actually from the HTML5. What it says is, don't add a separate label name. See, this is how the text box, and show the content or the label within the text box itself. For that, you have an attribute called as placeholder. So here I say enter user name. Now, if you come back and reload the page, do you see the label being getting added in the text box itself? Yes. Now user get to know that I need to add a name. Now I will say Raj. Whenever you fill the data, it will be automatically gone. So the advantage is you're saving the space. Next.
Okay.
Okay, Prashant, how to make a field as mandatory? That's a good question. So now if you see here, I say username is the one which I haven't given. Now I'm giving the password and I'm selecting every other thing. English, now I say hello. Now when I click on register student, you see here username is going like empty. How do I make it as a mandatory field? Whenever you want to make any input element as a mandatory, simply add an attribute, something called as required equal to true, or you simply say required. Whenever you say required, it will automatically become a mandatory field. Now, anytime you click on this button, you see here, automatically form tag will create a pop-up for you saying that please fill out that field. You cannot make that field as empty. Okay, see here, whenever I'm clicking on this. Okay, but now if I give something, when I'm not filling remaining all, still it will be going. Uname is taking, but remaining all are empty. So if you simply say required attribute equal to, required attribute to every input element, form tag doesn't go to the next step until and unless you fill the data. Am I clear, Prashant? Next.
Sir, we see on some website when we enter the password, they say that there's an icon to show password. So can we do that on HTML and CSS?
Yes, we can do actually. I think yesterday I have shown that, right? Now, if you see password, I say hello, some message I have added. In order to show that, what actually you need to do, if you inspect this guy, see here, input type is password. If I make it as text, could I able to see the password or not? Yes. So what is the simple logic you need to do? When the user clicks on that I symbol, make the input element as text. When he unclick it, make the input element as password. But on click, what need to be happened has to be done only with JavaScript. So through JavaScript, we can achieve that.
All right. Okay.
Next. Sir. Go ahead,
Yeah.
please.
after submitting the submit button, pop-up window should come, and a verification should be given to the users whether all the fields correct or not.
Okay. So that is where now, if you say, for example, if it is a form tag, if you remember earlier, I was saying like in order to read the data from the form tag and send the data to the server, we have two ways. One is the form tag. In case of your form tag, what it does, it is automatically reading the data and automatically sending the data to the server. But here, if your requirement is, I want to read the data, I want to validate the data, and before submitting the data, I want to show a pop-up to the user saying that, boss, these all are the data you are about to submit. If that is the case, you need to go to the second option, because form tag is not giving an option of you read the data, you validate the data. I'm automatically reading and I'm automatically sending the data to the server. If you want to do any customization on reading the data, for validating it, showing the pop-up or custom things here, you have to go for the second option, which we will be seeing when we actually go into the DHTML concept of your JavaScript. Am I clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next.
Sir, what about the date or a calendar which we see in?
Okay, 1 second, Pravita. Guys, I mean, specifically for girls, I mean, we have only Pravita in the class. I mean, I see only she is the one keep on putting the questions from girls' side. Have you nominated her as a leader and only she will put the questions? Ma'am, everyone, I mean, including boys, I see like at least some people are responding, but I want everyone to come forward and please put the questions. Okay, please don't hesitate. Here we don't have any sir or madam to evaluate why you are talking like this, why you are talking something like that. Here we are like others are all friends. Okay, you are like brothers and sisters. Okay, so make sure that everyone put your questions and just express your things, guys. Okay, please participate. I mean, no one is saying that, right? I mean, why you're putting the wrong questions, why you are doing this, no one is saying that, right? Because once you go into organizations, you have to speak up. The more the speak up, the more the light you get it out, right? So please make sure that everybody participate in this discussion. Yeah, go ahead. Ma'am, you're saying something.
Sir, used to for date of birth, we would have some date kind of a column and
Pravita,
like
I said this yesterday
calendar.
itself. I said this yesterday itself that in HTML5, we have an option. Okay, for as you asked me, I'm just showing you. Say, for example, I go with something called as li. Okay, I say input type equal to date. So whenever you say input type equal to date, you will be having some input element as like a calendar. Okay, here you can even select the date also. And you can even have something called as input type only time, input type date time, input type month. Like this are there, but these are coming from the HTML5. That is the reason I'm not concentrating on them now. We are still into HTML4. I don't want to combine the 4 and 5 here. Fine, Pravita? Fine.
Okay.
Next.
Sir, the link which we use in the form tag, it has a server, right? So that particular server has to keep running in order for the form tag to get executed properly. Right?
It is not properly. Form tag responsibility is to read the data and send to the server. Now, after sending it to the server, it is the server responsibility, right? Now, you cannot say that form tag is not executing properly because of your server is down. No, you see, my server is dummy, but still, even though when I'm clicking on this guy, when I'm giving the data, when I'm clicking on the form tag, click on read student, is it is doing its job or not? Form tag will do its job by reading the data and sending it to the server. It's the server responsibility. If I'm down, to show these type of thing.
Yes.
Okay. Next.
Sir, is there any limit for the page? I mean, only these many fields has to be there on that one, or form tag will be handling only these many fields in that one?
Okay, that's a very good logical question. Yeah, that's a very good question. What Giri is saying is, okay, boss, you could able to send something like 2, 3, 5 or 6 fields you are passing. What if I say about yourself equal to 1 GB of text I'm adding? Is it possible? The maximum limit what it can take is 250 KB. Okay, 250 KB is too much. It is like too much of data, but the maximum limit what you have is 250 KB. That is the reason whenever you want to upload the files and all, we don't go with the get communication, we go with the post communication. Am I clear, Giri?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what you get communication, guys. As you saw on, boss, even though you're sending a password, still it is visible to the person who is sitting beside you. So that is the reason, instead of going with the get communication, we say something called as post communication. So whenever you say post communication, okay, you come to the server, you reload the page. Sorry. Now you come over here, reload the page. I say username, just testing, passwords, and hello. Some information I'm adding here. Okay, now when I'm clicking on submit here, do you see any type of data which has been added to the URL? No. Okay, then where is the data? The data will be sent to the server by adding the data to the request header itself. Okay, there is something called as request header, because anytime when the request is going to the server, extra information of the client also will be going, like from where the request is coming, what timestamp it is coming, what data he is passing, what is the IP, every other information will be going to the server. Along with the data, this extra information or whatever the data you're passing through the post communication will be sent to the server. As an end user, you might not be able to see the data, but at the server side, you should be able to read the data. So this is what we call it as sending the data to the server either by get or post communication. So you as a developer need to decide based on the data what you're passing. If you're passing something called as sensitive information, make it as a post communication. If you're marking as a non-sensitive information, then you can go with the get communication. Now, I'm sending some credit card number with the PIN. You go with the get communication or post communication?
Post.
Communication.
Obviously, it is sensitive information. I am saying something called as user ID I want to send. Is it get or post?
Get.
Okay, get, because name is not a like sensitive information. I will go for Gmail ID. Get or post? Gmail ID only, not password.
Get, sir.
Get, sir.
Get communication I can go with. I'm sending the user age. Get or post?
Get.
Nowadays, age is also sensitive information, right?
Sir, I have one
Yeah, it all
question,
depends. It's all depends like what type of data you are sending. So you can actually choose whether it's a get or post communication.
Sir, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
In password section, we sometimes need it for alphabetical and numerics and some symbols should be entered in password. How it is mentioned in input?
So those type of validation, we have to go with the JavaScript.
Yes, sir.
Say that maximum length, yes, we can do it, which we have already seen yesterday. But
Yes.
you say that it has to start with a caps letter. It should have two numbers.
Yeah.
It should have one symbol. So those type of things, we are going to do that in your DHTML data validation. At the time, we are going to discuss about it.
Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Guys, when you have a question, you can simply start asking the question. You don't need to take permission. You don't need to tell.
Sir,
Method.
how to,
The method.
sir, how to add
attribute-
image,
method
sir?
attribute on the form.
Okay, Bharat, can you please
Method
go ahead? What
attribute.
was, 1 second, Giri. Bharat is in between. Bharat, can you please go ahead?
Sir, if they ask us to post an image, like, so how can we add an image?
That is weird. I think these all the things what I have discussed yesterday, but let me show you again. There is something called as, say, for example, upload profile pic. So further, there is something called as input type equal to file. So when you say this, you will be getting an option, something called as choose file option. Once you click on this, you should be able to upload the images also. Not only image, resume, whatever you want, you could able to upload it. But these things I'm going to discuss when I actually come to the HTML file.
Okay, sir.
Bharat? Yes, Giri, please go ahead. You're putting some question.
Yeah, the method attribute value on the form tag. Based on this, is this going to hamper any the page performance?
Page performance. That's a good question. Obviously, if it is post, I may take some bit of time, because when I'm having the get communication, I simply read it, add it to the URL. Now, when I say that, let's assume I ask you, boss, can you please take? Okay. Yeah, what I'm saying is, yeah, I say you, boss, can you please take some, take some data or like some information I'm passing to you. You please carry from here to here, which is nonsense to data. Obviously, you go like, just take the data and you put it all there. But now when I say that, boss, it is very sensitive data, there is something like a defense information which I'm giving you. Do you need to put some extra information, extra concentration or extra efforts on it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. So that itself will say, when you want to put something secure, I need to put some extra efforts, which is not too much actually, but comparatively with get communication, post will take some extra efforts on that. Because I need to read the data, I need to add it into the request header, then I need to send the packets in the network where the server will read the data. Okay, so hope everybody is clear till here. So we have seen like how do you read the data and how do we send the data to the server in two ways, whether in the form of get communication or in the form of post communication. So this is the way you actually read the data. And anytime you want to read some information from the user and accordingly you want to go further, that is how you go with these set of input elements. As I said these are not just only the input element, there are many more to come, which we will be covering in your HTML5. Okay, so what is our next topic?
Could the pace of the class be a bit slow, sir?
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we use another form method rather than the get and post? Can we use like method as a put and delete in
we can use put, delete, query, what all the other possible options you have at the server side, all of them can be placed. It is not just only get and post. Get and post are the very commonly used. That is the reason I just said that. But whatever the type of data, whatever the type of operation you're doing with the server, those all can be added. Am I clear?
Sir.
Go ahead, Sai.
Sir, can you open the Sublime?
Okay.
So you said for Gmail or password, we can Gmail password and we can give that post. It means we have to add that form tag individually for all the input elements.
Why all the input elements?
See,
now,
if we...
when I'm saying, when you want to send the data to the server, do you go for ID in the get communication, password in the post communication? No, right? When we are communicating with the server, we do once. Either you send the data in the form of get. If you have 100 fields, among which one field is sensitive, obviously you keep every data in the form of sensitive and you go, right? For a form tag, either it has to be post or get. That's it. That's an unnecessary making your communication heavy, because every time you think of to the server, when you go to the server, you are the only one. For you and server. But for the server, there are n number of users. For example, I'm going to the Amazon. For me, Amazon is the only web page. I'm searching for items. But for Amazon, millions and trillions of users are making use of it. For Amazon, I will say that first of all, I will send the name. Later, I will send so-and-so. The server is busy. You may get the latency in between. So whenever you're sending the data, if you have some sensitive information, make all as a sensitive and send it to the server. Am I clear? It is not like ID with a separate communication or password like a separate communication. We keep both at the same communication.
So if we give Amazon URL, will they receive our data?
Okay, we can give it, right? We can give it, but it is not mandated that whether they have to read it or not. Say, for example, Amazon.com. Okay, I give the service. Now, when I'm loading the page, when I'm clicking on the read student, now when I'm clicking on read student, do you see it is going for the Amazon.com? Yes, but they are not reading the data. So they have their own way of checking. Okay, this data, we are not reading it. They simply say, ignore that.
Okay, so thank you.
Am I clear? That is the reason. Now, if you can ask me a question, boss, why these guys not reading? Can you put a question to the Amazon? No, because they are not your server guy. But assume like I'm your backend guy. I have given you a URL. If I'm not reading, you can always put me a question. Hey, backend guy, why you are not reading the data? It's my responsibility to read the data and do something out of it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, are you going to
Let's have an assignment. Yeah, someone asked a question. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, sir, are we going to discuss about the procedure of post, like how it goes on while giving the data feeded, how it goes on the back end and everything? Are we going to discuss that as well, or means how?
Obviously, when we go to the server side, right? Now I can show you, but you might have a question, right?
Yeah.
It is going to happen. Or else, let me show it to you guys. I mean, just for information so that you'll get better idea. Say, for example, I'm the backend for you guys. Okay. I will create a web service. Okay. Don't get confused here. I'm creating a web service here, new file, user. I'm using the Node.js. These are all things we are going to see when you are going to read the Node.js. Okay, at the time I'm going to talk much about this.
Yes.
I say var data is equal to say some message. Assume I'm a server guy. You are the UI developers. What I have done is I created one of the service. I have given to you. Now you are not responsible of how it has been done, etc. You are not at all taking care of it. Your responsibility is take the URL and you simply add it. Okay, done with this here? Yes. What is my next job here? Now, if you save this guy, come back to your page. Okay, reload the page. Am I going with the get communication or post communication? Post, right? Let us say something called as get communication. Now, if you come back, reload the page. I say username, something called as hello, not hello. Say some password testing, English. Very good. Now, when I click on register student, do you get the message something called as successfully read the data? And when you go into the server side, could I able to read the data? Someone asked this question, how the server is going to read the query parameters? I'm not reading it query parameters. At the server side, it is in the form of a JSON object. See how simple it is? That's it. Now, in the same way, you say, boss, I want to send it in the post communication. I will make it as a post communication. I restart the server, npm stat, go to your HTML. You are not bothered. You simply say that I said that, boss, I made it as a post. You simply convert into post. That's it. Now you go to your URL, this guy, reload the page. I say username, say something called as some cleaner. Okay, say something called as some message I have given, some female, English, Urdu, I'm too good. Okay, when I click on register, Okay, now if you see here, do you see the data in the URL? No. Now the question is how the server is receiving the data. Go to the server. At the server side, could you able to read the data or not? Yes, boss. So you don't need to bother about the server side. Server will read the data. Either you send it in the form of GET, POST, whatever it is. Being a UI developer, you just need to use the web service and you need to hit the data. Server guy is responsible of reading the data. How do we send it, etc. and all. This is a clear example. You can see that server is receiving the data. Did I answer your question? I mean, some of you have asked this question earlier also, like how the server reads the post, etc. and all. Hope everyone is clear. Okay, but anyway, as someone asked, I think Piyush asked this. When I actually go into the web services server and all, I will clearly going to talk about how to read the data, what do you mean by request.body, get, etc. and all. We are going to clearly see when we become a server developer. Okay, and I'm going to take care of it. Clear, Piyush?
Sure, sir.
Sir, what if we use only post method?
At the server side or client side?
Client side.
It's up to you, right? But at the server guy, you need to tell you if the server is only using get. Now you are sending as post. Obviously, it will be an error.
Okay.
Okay, for sure, server guy need to tell because you are not the one who created the URL. Server guy will tell you that this is the URL, what type of data you want to pass or what method you need to follow. Server guy will tell you. Okay. Fine. So let's create some assignment based on this input elements. Oh.
Sir, can we send the data to the email address rather than database?
Again, no, we cannot send any type of data directly to the email without communicating to the server. For sure, it has to be the server. Server guy can internally send the data to the database.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, some of the web applications having light version. So what is the difference between the light versions and the actual web application?
Okay. So when you say light version only concentrates on the functionality. They don't give you the extra information, example like ads or some notifications or some suggestions. Okay, so anytime, I mean, why the reason they want to provide these type of feature so that they, for example, okay, for example, you're going with the IRCTC, doing some IRCTC login, you see that some ads are coming, some extra information is also there, and you know that your bandwidth is very slow. Your only concentration is you want to book a ticket. That's it. Why the hell these unnecessary things are coming? So that is where you choose the lighter version. Lighter version will decrease the number of resources the web page is actually downloading, which will increase the performance of the page. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, we have beta versions of apps, right? So do we have beta versions of a web page also?
Beta version is for every application. Doesn't matter. In most of the cases for web pages, mostly no, because when there is a beta version, they won't release it outside. Beta version is it. We are done with all the development, but we want, like people even call it as a dog food. Why it is called as a dog food? Because like everyone can, you just play with it. I mean, you scratch it as like a dog. I mean, you do whatever you want. I want to see whether it is responding back or not. If it is having any failures, so that we will fix it in the next version. Okay, but most of the cases, we won't be having the beta version for the web pages, because what do you mean by beta version? You download it, you use that as software, but app is something like we want to make use. And that too, there is no option. You cannot say that this is prod version, this is beta version. Now, when you go for Amazon, is it saying like version 1, version 2, version 3? No, right? You have only one web page. So that is the reason most of the cases when it is into the prod, you won't get a chance to see the multiple versions of the web page. But when you into the organization, yes, you internally might be having multiple versions. beta version, prod version, dev version, UAT version, SIT version, lot of things are there. Clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I mean, guys, please try to respond, because that actually tells me that, okay, do I need to still expand it or stop it? Okay. Okay. So let's have something like this. The name. Oh, not like this. I would like to go with
Sir, is
something.
there a way to see
Age.
the
1 second, guys. Gender and location. Okay, now I go with the age. Oh, age is a text box, right? This is a drop down. I have the name, age, gender, location. You see here, all the labels are on the left side and all the controllers on the right side. I want you to see what is the way you follow to make them. Okay, this is also a drop down. Not having much. Okay. Okay, so this is what I wanted. At the bottom, you can put a simple button. Save. Okay. What is the assignment count? 7, right?
7.
Okay. So this is what the assignment 7. Make sure everybody does that. And guys, I see that there is some slowness in the assignments. Not everyone is submitting. So please make sure you get some time and do it out, guys. Okay.
Some of my backdated assignments are pending, so I'm doing those. Altogether, I'll submit all those till day after tomorrow. Like.
Sure, Piyush. So whenever you get some time, please do it out. Okay. So guys, before going for the next topic, I have something to be discussed with you. Again, I'm asking the same question. Hope everyone is okay with the way we are going or any type of suggestion. I think one time one girl or boy has told me about that it is going a bit of speed. Are you okay now or it is still the same? Sorry, I missed it.
Sir, these past 2-3 days, the class is going little bit faster. There are many tags and many topics which we have to catch up on.
Sir, you better to go slow now.
Okay, one second.
Yeah, sir.
Surya and Suman. Have you said this word in the class yesterday or day before?
So I didn't get your question, sir.
When you said that at last 2 days it is a bit faster, have you said this to me in the class?
No, sir.
Have I asked you for n number of times whether you understood or not?
No, sir. Like I was catching up on the tags and the methods and all. So yeah, that's why I didn't ask. Sir.
Yeah, I mean, please make sure you do that, guys. That is the reason I was keep on telling in the class that have you understood or not? Have you understood or not for multiple times? The only reason is this, because there could be a chance. I mean, sometimes, right, I will catch the flow and I will go, but you have to stop me. You say that, boss, can you please go slow? I mean, because if you say afterwards and I take okay, I will make sure to go slow, but you already lost the things, right? So please make sure, I mean, I'm not going to say anything. Whenever you feel something wrong, please let me know. Other than that, anything else, guys? Anything else you feel all have okay or anything?
Sir, I have seen that a video of NPM registration and all, installation and all, but still I'm not able to understand that. So whenever, if means you are getting a time, can you just help me
Sure,
out with that?
maybe like day or day after tomorrow, I will check on that. Okay.
Sure.
So regarding that is fine. I'm talking about the feedback of the classes. Is everyone okay?
Yes, sir, we are okay.
Okay,
Yes,
nice.
sir. It's
Guys,
okay.
I just need a small help from your side. So before taking the help from your side, I just want to know, may I know any of the students in my class who have joined the class based on the reference of my old students, your friends or whoever it is? Anyone?
Of course, my friend suggested, sir.
Okay, for Shiva, fine. Anyone else?
Robinson, sir.
Okay, nice. Anyone else?
So previously I learned .NET here, so that's why I've joined in the same institution.
Okay, fine. So, so some of you would have taken the feedback from your friends or whoever it is. In the same way, some of you guys have chosen this based on the Google feedback also. Who all have gone through the Google feedback and when Google reviews and joined this classes, guys? No one?
Me, sir.
Okay.
Myself.
Okay, most of you, right? You already gave Google. Okay, fine. Okay, Anil, your brother suggested. Okay, fine. So guys, what actually I wanted is the management wanted a small help from your side to give some feedback of the classes, how it is going. Okay, saying that I mean, whatever it is, whatever you feel it is going good or bad, whatever it is, what is the best point or what is the neutral point, whatever it is, you can simply fill it. So can I expect that everyone to fill?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
I will
sir.
show you guys. I mean, you might not having an idea how to fill it. So go to google.com. Okay, it's very simple. Just spend 2 to 3 minutes of time. So here you simply search for Naresh IT. Okay, so once you search for Naresh IT, at the right side, you should be able to see the Naresh IT Technologies. At the bottom, you see something called as 3,650 Google reviews are there. Okay, you click on these guys. You should be able to see the list of all the existing feedback, whatever you have. Now you click on write a review. It will, if you are not signed in, it will be asking for signed in. Otherwise, it will be showing something like this. Now you can give 1 star, 2 star, whatever it is. In the same way, you put the feedback also. The only one thing what I'm expecting is whenever you're putting the feedback, please make sure you are from UI full stack, okay, online course, and your faculty is Durga Prasad. On the top, now you write whatever you're feeling good. The notes is good, the class is good, the faculty is good. No, online classes are not going good. It is speed, whatever it is, whatever the feeling you have, you please paste it at test. One thing I want to tell you, if you put some 5-star and you write some very, very, very good words out here, no one is going to give a gift to you. In the same way, you give 1 star, you said that openly, you said that this is the problem what we are facing and this is not good, or don't waste your time, whatever it is. No one is going to ask you a question that, boss, why you have given. It is all fairly, whatever you feel, you please put it out, guys. Only thing what I'm asking is, please mention that you are from UI full stack online course and who is the faculty, so that like they will get to know whether to join or not to join, or whether to take a decision. You feel like, okay, by joining, I have done a good decision, I'm learning something. Help others to do the same. In the same way, you feel like, no, boss, I'm really wasting my time by taking this. So let the others also know this, to not to waste their time and their money. Okay. So this is just a help from you saying that whatever you are feeling good over here. Now, some of you might have a question, boss, till now it is good. What about in future? What if like from tomorrow, we have added the reviews as very good, but from tomorrow it is not going good? This review can be editable at any time. And this question I'm going to ask you. Now I'm done with the HTML4 and CSS2. Now, and I could finish the JavaScript. Again, I'm going to put the question, boss, how are you feeling? Now you can put the same feedback at that time also. It is not like one-time decision. Now I give very good. Later you feel bad that what if boss is not going good. You can always edit your existing comment, or you can even put the comment at that time also. But right now, I want the management wanted this actually. They want to see that how you're actually feeling, and it really helps others also to understand this. Okay. Again, I'm telling guys, we are not asking to put for sure 5-star and give some good wordings for us. It's up to you. Feel free to put whatever you're feeling. Am I clear here?
Sure, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please, and sometimes, right, people just say that, okay, as sir said that to give feedback, they'll simply say 5-star, 1-star, they just close it. Don't do that, guys. That is completely not at all useful. Whenever you're filling the feedback, make it feel that, assume in such a way that someone else is going to read that feedback and they are going to take a decision. So help others to understand this. That's it. Okay. So put the star, whatever it is, and give some feedback. But don't forget to mention this guy. You are from UI full stack online course. And who is your faculty? On the top, you put what best and what not. Okay. So yes, guys, please make some time. It doesn't take much time of yours. Oh, yeah, it doesn't take much time of yours, just 3 to 5 minutes of time. Okay, I'm expecting by tomorrow, at least everyone will finish this.
So
okay.
why we got that much of URL, sir?
Which URL?
This URL.
Google is adding some more extra attributes, right? Now, if you see, it is internally adding a lot of attributes. When you go over here, up to this guy, this is what your URL is. And what is Q? This is the query. What is this SXFX? It is taking some key over here. So it is taking some extra information along with the data. In the same way, when you go to your Amazon, I say something called as keyboard. Now, when you click on this, see the URL. Do you see the keyboard as key is equal to keyboards in the URL itself? Based on this, you tell me whether Amazon is searching based on the get communication or post communication.
So get
communication.
Yeah. Are you clear now? Why actually it is taking the URL?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
So one question. So I am from the other batch and I'm not allowed to access the data. I talked to the Rameshwar as well. Is it okay if you open the assignment of today? I just want to take a screenshot of that because I'm not in Telegram group as well.
So Gagan, which batch you have shifted from?
8:30 a.m. batch.
Oh, the morning batch, right? Okay, you are from my batch only, right? You shifted. Yeah, got it. Okay, you can take the snapshot of this guy. 8 p.m. public. Sorry. Okay, so guys, tomorrow we are having the class, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
On Friday, on 15th, we have a holiday. So tomorrow we have a class. Okay. And make sure everybody is there tomorrow, guys. Okay. As we are already done with the time, I have just only 10 minutes. I don't want to start now the JavaScript. Tomorrow, as a fresh note. Okay. Till now, we are on only the simple things of HTML, CSS and all. But the actual magic is going to come from tomorrow because it's a programming language what you're going to start with. I know some of you people who are very much new to the programming. It's the very first time you're looking into the programming. So for everyone, I'm going to start the things from the very scratch of tomorrow. In the tomorrow's class about what is JavaScript, why the reason we go for JavaScript, what is the basic, lot of other things we're going to discuss tomorrow. So please be on time and make sure everybody is there tomorrow. I'm going to start with the basics of the JavaScript tomorrow. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So let's sign off for today. We'll meet
Sir.
again back on tomorrow, guys.
Sir, can I say
Okay.
something?
1 second. For others, I'm not going to talk anything. I mean, you can sign off if you don't have any questions. If anyone having questions, you can stay there. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, while teaching, if you keep on your videos, it will be more interactive, I think so.
Switch on my video. Okay, that is fine. But yeah, we can think of. I will try
Yes, sir.
for that.
Rather than seeing this laptop display always, if you teaching something, it will be attractive, I think.
Sure, Prashant, I will take your input. Okay, we'll
Yeah,
try for
thank
that.
you, sir.
You know, but the only problem what I have is I need to do the makeup every day in every chair.
No, sir. No need of makeup.
Problem, sir.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll try my best.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good night,
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, can I install Node.js in Windows 8?
Windows 8, I think yes.
Okay, sir. Thank
No, it's not happening.
you. No, sir, it's not happening. I will try.
No,
Sir.
is it a Node you're talking about or the Git? I think
Node.js.
is okay, right?
Any other way, sir?
Windows
8 working, sir, not JS. I use
I will-
Windows 8.
Yeah, fine. Then it will work, man. It will only check for. I don't think Windows 8 will not be a problem. Will be a problem. If it is GitHub desktop, then it might be a problem. But I think Node.js will work anywhere.
GitHub desktop also working, sir. But one thing is .dil error is showing every time.
Awesome. I think Ramesh has already done that. If anyone having issue with the Windows 8 Node.js, please, Ramesh, please help them. with
Yeah,
it.
sure.
Okay? Yeah.
Sure.
Fine, guys. So can we sign off?
Sir,
Go ahead, Deepika.
if there is any possibility, can we have a just quick recap of what we have done in all these classes, sir?
Sure, ma'am. So please remind me in the tomorrow class. Before starting the JavaScript, we can just give a quick small view on what actually we have finished. I
So
can do
that
that.
if anyone has missed any session or something, they'll just have an idea regarding that, right?
Sure, ma'am. I can do that. No problem. Thanks for doing that. Okay, just do remind me.